Well, thank you. I am happy to see you all as we restart our series of trainings on the game Genius of Finance. I believe that this is of high interest to you as we receive a lot of questions from our partners. Today, I will tell you how these webinars will be run, but already in a new format. First of all, I'd like you all to watch a video so that all the newcomers understand what I'm talking about. And in all the rooms, please play the
The
introductory
Academy
video.
of Private Investors presents the updated version of the Genius of Finance board training game. The Genius of Finance business trainer helps people develop an investment mindset of a wealthy person, identify limiting beliefs related to finance and replace them with more efficient beliefs, generate business ideas, and learn new methods to ensure capital growth, improve your leadership skills, replace strategies that don't work with those that are proven to bring financial success. The Genius of Finance training game 2020 version has an updated design and logo, clear rules and enhanced gaming experience, protection of copyright, intellectual property and trademark, unsupervised access without professional coaches. The desktop version was translated into 10 languages, and customers and partners of the Academy of Private Investors are waiting for it in 35 countries around the world. The Genius of Finance training game is a unique opportunity to become a real financial genius. Try yourself as a successful businessman and a professional investor. Congratulations, you achieved your goal. You are financially free and realized your dream. The Genius of Finance is your success story.
Thank you very much, and let's move on to the next slide. Firstly, I will introduce myself. I thought that this presentation is attended by people who know something about the Academy of Private Investor, and they have a lot of questions. So now we will discuss them all. My name is Tatiana Zhuravleva. I am managing the executive manager of the Academy of Private Investor in Russia, a certified coach or certified host of the game Genius of Finance, and a project manager for the game Genius of Finance, both online version and the box version. Well, the agenda for our today's meeting is about 30 minutes or 40 minutes maximum. And then I will answer your questions about the game. What this training about, the targeted audience of this training, what are you going to get, how does it take place, where to play, how to buy, and what's next. Next slide, please. I'd like to start our today's session with the following. I know that quite likely you know and fed up with this concept, financial literacy, but I'd like to approach it from a different angle. Let us have a look at this point. Look, there are a few international agencies that run surveys, and over the last 10-15 years in the world, there is an increase in the understanding that financial literacy is similar to other skills such as reading and counting skills and IT skills. A decade ago, only a dozen of countries improved financial literacy skills of their citizens, whereas today over 70 countries today implement national strategies, and some of them have different rounds. And in the world map, you see that the financial literacy index is high for Canada, the United States, North Europe, Australia, New Zealand, whereas the remaining parts of the world enjoy the average percentages, whereas there are countries with the lowest financial literacy index. Please remember this global map because sometime after we will need it. And by the way, this global FinLead survey that took place last June 2020. This survey was implemented by one of the international agencies and covering over 150,000 people. And an interesting information, so men are on average more financially literate than women. It applies to both developed and developing countries. And by age, financial literacy is most typical for the population from 25 to 35 in the developed countries, whereas in the developing countries, this group cohort is younger, from 15 to 25. And the financial literacy is perceived better by people with the mathematical brains. And the survey is carried out, but it is interesting to find out what it includes, the purpose of this survey. And in our next slide, we will explore it in detail. Well, and here I'd like to tell you the following. First of all, who carries out such surveys? There are international organizations, for instance, the Organization of Economic Development and Cooperation, OECD, that regularly runs these surveys. Moreover, there are some national agencies of financial surveys, so they do surveys following some questionnaires. And what do these organizations understand under the term financial literacy? First of all, they ask questions about the purpose of financial knowledge, financial expertise, and the ability to make some estimates. At least a person must follow the news on economy, on economics, and be able to compare different financial tools and instruments to take evidence-based decisions. And it is not possible without the proper estimation and knowledge. And these surveys at the very beginning try to understand whether the population knows what inflation rate is, diversification, risk hedging, simple and compound interests on loans. And at the same time, there is the second group and third group of questions asked. They aim to study people's perception and attitude to money. Well, under perceptions, I understand the following. So don't be humble and modest, and write down this in the chats to see how people respond to some questions. For instance, do you live today, or you set some plans for tomorrow, for some future? Do you live here and today, or do you have some plans for the future? One more question which may be asked. Do you believe that you must spend what you earn, or you'd better save up? So what are your perception of use? Another point is the understanding of the function of the money. Some people believe that money is evil or something else. What do you think? And the surveys suggest that it is even doesn't matter whether you know these terms, whether you know how to estimate the problem of perception is much more challenging, and it is inherited from the family. And to actually get rid of these perceptions, you are to change your surrounding, to know, to learn the perceptions of other people. Another part of this survey is financial behavior. The surveyors tried to find out whether people plan their family budget or think over the purchases or make them spontaneously, and whether they pay their bills timely, for instance, utility bills and others, whether they support and control and monitor their payment balance and their solvency and etc. And it was found out quite interestingly. And now this is all theory, but how can you rate your level? In the chat, please write down whether you have enough money to live or not. Simply answer in the chat boxes. If your money does not suffice, is not sufficient for your life, it means that you have zero level of financial literacy. If your money is enough, then, so if you are in this level, money is not enough, then your financial knowledge is very poor and you need to improve it. What do you need to advance to a higher level? First of all, you need to learn how to make money so that you have enough money. Write down in the chat box if you know how to make money and the money earned is enough for your life. So, thank you very much, Ludmila. This is the first level of financial literacy, ability or skill to earn. And this, unfortunately, many people stay in this level because they make money and it is enough and they don't want to improve. But what do you need to move to a different step or to a different level? You need to learn to plan your budget, to monitor your budget, set the goals, and to learn to save up. And if you can do it, then it means you learned to preserve your money. So preservation of your money is the second level of financial literacy. It's great that you know how to earn, even if you have some other streams of income, not getting income from being employed. But look, if you cannot preserve it, if you spend it all, then it's senseless for you to be on the way. Sometimes there are some accidents, unexpected situations, dismissal or falling ill. If you don't have this safety pillow and you may not save up, then you may face some troubles. So in addition to that, your savings may enable you to make some large purchases that could not be afforded from your monthly incomes and earnings. That was level 2 of the financial literacy. And level 3 of the financial literacy, what is it about? I believe that some of you can answer this question correctly, particularly those who have been in the company for a long time. So level number 1, ability to earn. Level number 2, to preserve. And level number 3, what is level number 3? Please be active. Answer my question in the chat box. I see some correct answers in the Russian room. That is the ability to multiply, not to preserve, but to multiply your capital, to grow it higher by investing into different projects, applying different instruments. And at this point, it is very important to know how to multiply and assess the risks. And here we learn the methods of risk assessment and the methods of investing. Do you remember I told you that it would be interesting and relevant for you to remember the previous world map? No, wait, I want to take you back to the previous slide, this one, Global Quality of Life Ranking. And this is another ranking by quality of life. And this is the data of 2020, last year. This survey covered 82 countries by 8 criteria, and most of the assessments were based on the internal domestic product by purchasing power. So what does it mean? That the same amount of money in the national currency in different countries of the world could be spent to buy the relevant number of products. And by this ranking, you see the colors of the world map. Is it similar to the previous country? We see the same countries: Canada, North Europe, Australia, New Zealand, and Japan added in terms of quality of life. So we see the direct linkage between the financial literacy and the quality of life of the citizens in this country. And here in this slide, I'd like to explain you the following. We live in the era of consumption, and the portrait of an average consumer includes the following: the fears or the perception of devaluation, inflation. A person is full of fears of rising inflation, but at the same time, he believes in bright future. And the way he acts, the average consumer, he saves money on food, he buys products of average consumption. Mostly he spends all the income he gets, he spends on different goods. He dreams about the liabilities. He wants to change his car or wants to buy a new house, and always delay some expensive purchases. And what does he do to buy something expensive? He gets loans or credits and tries to achieve his dreams by being overloaned, overcredited. And you know, it was a revelation for me when I did one of the exercise by Andrei Havratov. He is our CEO. A bit later, we will talk about them. If you've been in the company for a long time, you remember this exercise. The exercise is the following. You are given 1 million US dollars, and the exercise or the task is to spend it. I know that a lot of people take it very long to spend it full. So most people understand this task to spend 1 million and start finding for options to spend this money on. But the idea is totally different. Andrei Havratov trains us to preserve and multiply. And you are to do this exercise so that you must dispose of this million to earn some income. So what can I buy? Some assets to preserve it and multiply it and earn extra income. So no one or very few people approach this exercise from this point of view. And by the way, this is an exercise which reveals the level of financial literacy. And now let us have a look where rich people invest. And this is another interesting chart. This is the visual capitalist chart, which illustrates different global trends. Look here, the left axis, the capital from 1000 from 10,000 to 1 billion. So the upper top bars are assets. So liquidity, it is in green. Then primary residence, these are our liabilities. Then vehicles, personal vehicles. Then retirement savings or pension savings, and life insurance, the upper bar. Whereas the bottom bar, we have mutual funds. So these are different assets. So other assets, mutual funds, stocks, fixed income investments. So fixed income investments, for instance, bonds, managed assets, trusts, real estate that generates income, and the last one is business interests. And look how the proportion of investments changes, and those instruments investors use compared to their capital available. Andrei Havratov always repeats that multi-level crowd investing model helps us to collect the amount required to be able to invest into the instruments that are not available with small investments. And here is an illustration of where the rich people invest and which instruments they prefer. And the conclusion is quite obvious. A person with large capital becomes richer fast as he creates assets that generates additional capital. So they preserve and multiply their capital. But what do people do with low income or capital? They try their best to improve their quality of life by buying vehicles, privacy residence, retirement and recreation, and etc. And look, now we've seen this picture of financial literacy, and hopefully it's clear to you that it is a must imperative to improve your financial literacy. But now let's have a look at how you can do it through our tool, the training game Genius of Finance. Next slide, please. One statement of our, or quotation of our CEO: everyone always has the choice of spending 10-15 years of their lives to master the laws of entrepreneurship investment, or play the game 5-6 times and realize the process is much faster. Look, one of the latest trend is gaming, and so educating people by playing, and it is very convenient both for young and elderly people, and it's easy to involve into a game anyone, and you can maximize your knowledge when you apply your skills in practice by playing this game. Well, the training itself, Genius of Finance, is not isolated. This is a product by the Academy of Private Investor. The Academy of Private Investor will celebrate its 10th anniversary, and 4 years out of this, we've been using this gaming format of Genius of Finance. Let's move on. Well, the creator, the author of the game Genius of Finance, Andrei Havratov, he is our chief executive officer with over 20 years experience in business and investing. He is the founder of the Academy of Private Investor. He is a president under the affiliate program uh, Evorich and NEEW group of companies. He delivers a lot of different trainings, including Genius of Finance. You can play with him, and at the same time, he provides a lot of trainings, masterclasses, and he is the one who is fully devoted and shares with his surrounding. And some words about the history of the creation of our game. Well, here it's important that the kickstart of the game happened 4 years ago in 2017. After that, there were 12 national tournaments with some prize pool, and we trained almost 20 certified coaches, and they play this game in 14 countries. This game is highly demanded. We provided and held over 1,000 games around the globe, and the fame of the game was ahead of the game, and we could not train the relevant number of hosts, and therefore last year we decided to design the box version so that anyone can play it without the relevant skills required. We were a success, and this year we produced 10,000 boxes of games in 10 languages, and 10,000 boxes were shipped to 72 countries. And this is the reason why we resume the presentations, Q&A sessions, as there is very high interest to this course in our community and from outside. I believe that this is enough for you to understand the scope of our trainings. And next slide, here I will answer the questions. The first question is for whom, or the targeted person. My personal experience and the experience of all those hosts certified so far shows that it is of high interest to anyone. Honestly speaking, there is no one who would not feel satisfied and who would not learn something new. Even children above 12 may play it, but we recommend that it is played by adults, of age adults. And this simulator is recommended for everyone, subject to your desire to do so. If you want to have a glance into your future, learn how you may generate several streams of income, or want to understand what risks, financial risks are, if you want to create, preserve, and multiply your personal capital, all this is possible in our game, and you take no risk, as this is a game. And here you may practice different investment strategies and see the results of different actions you take. And this simulation is for those who actually are convinced that investing is only for those who have the capital created. And in 2 hours playing this game, we will actually collapse this perception or this view, and you will realize that investing is for everyone with any amount of capital. The next question is, what will the training give me? First of all, you can monitor different financial strategies you have in life, your habits. You will understand where you lose your money, where you spend, and how to adjust all your actions so that you reach the result required. Moreover, another advantage of our game is that all the risks are game risks, and you can always review the mistakes made, and then you can develop your own strategy of the preservation and multiplication of your money. And after this, you may apply new skills in your real life. Next slide, please. And it answers the question how the game takes place. Well, the format. First of all, there is a short introduction to financial literacy. We may not do without this, as you are to learn the rules. The experienced hosts will take this 15-20 minutes, but if you bought the box for yourself, it will take you longer. Then you choose a card of a profession, different conditions you start with, and irrespective of the card you choose, everything depends on your actions in the game. The next step to take is to fill out the balance sheet. So we learn to complete the balance sheet of income and expenses, and then you throw a die, and the first circle is the circle of development, where we learn to be entrepreneurs, to accept investment opportunities. We learn different methods of investing. We learn about different markets, so crypto market, and conventional markets, and etc. And this is how we are trained. And after mastering your knowledge and skills and reaching some conditions to move to transit to another circle, the circle of success, you get a chance to invest into 20 sectors of the investment market. This is the next level, the circle of success. Here, where we sign transactions or close deals for a few millions, many people treat it in a different way because some people are scared, but I convince my players that it doesn't matter so the amount of the deal does not matter. What matters is to learn your strategy, to develop your strategy. Then you create and multiply your personal capital, achieve your dreams. And the idea is that in 3-4 hours, by working as a team, and generally the training is participated by 3 to 8 people. So when it is over 8, it is too many people, and under 3, it's senseless. So by working as a team, you learn to achieve your dream, not the immediate dream for 1 year or 2 years, but the dream of your life. It is one of the elements of the training. And yes, I want to play one more video. Here you will get the feedback of Mila Serdyukova, and if we can play it, it will help you to understand better why this training is for.
Genius of Finance is a unique business simulator that is suitable for absolutely any person who wants to study, who wants to become a professional in investing, and who wants to get the most out of life, to fulfill all his dreams and desires. It is very important that over the course of this game, a person may live a whole life and gain experience in just a couple of hours. The game usually lasts 2, 3, 4 hours, while he gets experience as a professional businessman or investor, and many people say that by playing the game, they gain experience that is worth of 10 or 15 years of their life. Can you imagine that this game will help you become more professional? Very often we see such situations that many people are shy, but when they start playing this game, they are afraid to lose, they are afraid to make a wrong decision. They are afraid to make a mistake, but dear friends, this is exactly the advantage of this game, this business simulator. You learn, you develop, and during this training it is impossible to lose. The most important thing is that you get different options, financial and investment scenarios, business opportunities, opportunities that may emerge in the market. And here you use your analytical skills, your communication skills. Everything that happens on the board of the game is as close as possible to today's markets. There are such opportunities as a crypto exchange, one's own cryptocurrency, tokens. During the game, we talk about new businesses, we talk about the entrepreneurial sector, earning opportunities. We learn to expand our sources of income through multi-level crowd investing, and so on. That means these games is as close as possible to today's reality. No matter what country you are from, no matter how old you are, no matter what kind of experience you have in finance, investing, or doing business, you can learn, you can be successful. I can assure you that while playing this game, you will learn a lot about yourself. As a business coach, you can always use it as a tool for additional income while studying and conducting trainings for other people. Many coaches who play this game and organize games around the world use it as a source of income. Moreover, by conducting this training, you will be able to understand what kind of people are sitting in front of you, how you can help them, how to conduct the training so that it is most effective. Interesting and most importantly, enables people to see what results they can achieve. After all, this training was created with the aim that each player, each participant could understand that investment and the science of investment is not something out of this space. It is accessible for everyone, and everyone can start learning. Everyone can play out completely different scenarios. During the game, you may act as an accountant, you may be an investor, you may be an entrepreneur. You can use completely different strategies each time you play to build a business, to build some investment tasks, and see what is the best for you. I especially like this game very much when I play with beginners, when I conduct this training for the first time. Then I see what kind of people are at the table, how I can help them. And the Academy of a Private Investor has a huge number of courses that also help to develop. Genius of Finance is a unique business tool. I recommend that you play this game constantly. You can play it at home with your friends, with your family. You can play it in your office with your partners and leaders. You can continuously grow, and thus you will notice how this game will begin to grow with you, because for each scenario you can come up with completely different possibilities. You can play individually, you can play with a team, you can play with families, and be sure to include people of different ages. You will see how great it is when people share the experiences, because thanks to this we grow. And most importantly, the Academy of a Private Investor has many tools. There are many educational packages that accompany the game Genius of Finance. They accompany this business training, and if you learn to use the basic rules of a private investor, the 5 commandments of a private investor, if you play through the game Genius of Finance more than once, then you will see how much more professional you become. I remember when I played the game Genius of Finance for the first time. I had a very interesting situation where it was necessary to attract additional funding. And of course, the first thing that came to my mind was to go to the bank and take out a loan to start a business. How wrong I was. Now I understand that besides the banks, there are many other different instruments, institutions that will help entrepreneurs. which can provide all the necessary funding for a startup or a business idea. And after the game, people began to come to my team who were also engaged in investments, who were engaged in opening various startups. I remember conversations with my partner. We even joked that a couple of days ago I played a game and we discussed some theory on investing, and today all this is being implemented. Well, dear friends, it's true that we attract and create for ourselves the reality that we choose. And by playing the game Genius of Finance, you can recharge your batteries. You can learn all the necessary skills that shape the right investment and financial mindsets and way of thinking. And most importantly, when you practice this game, you will be able to live a life of an investor and gain 15-20 years experience in a very short time. Just in a couple of hours, I can assure you that you will see how your life changes. This game is a unique business tool, and I recommend you to use it continuously.
Thank you very much. Let's move on to the next slide. So hopefully Mila summarized everything I told you, and now you have clear understanding why this business simulation is and who it aims at. The next question is where I can play the game Genius of Finance. We have 7 offices of the Academy of Private Investing in different countries, and there you can play this game by making your arrangement in advance. We have 180 certified hosts in 14 countries, and you can play with them. And regularly in our social media, we post the schedules of their games. And in addition to that, I already told you that 1,500 games shipped to over 70 countries of the globe to our partners. And you may contact them as well and try to agree with them your training session, your playing session. You may sign up to play at our website, genfingame.com. And this is the website on the top cover of each box. And you can always watch our landing pages. And at present, we are designing the landing pages. They have been designed and complete, and quite soon, by the end of the month, they will be integrated into all the back offices, the back office of the Academy of Private Investor in particular, and you all can use this landing to invite your partners to play the game Genius of Finance. The next slide, please. There is another frequently asked question. I've already played it once, so what's next? Look, first of all, this simulation is not a single exercise. The more you play, the better it is. The more you play, the better you will master your skills and you will improve your skills and get the maximum understanding of the world of finance. You will learn a lot of different schemes of financing and earning money. And if you played several times, then there is a very interesting proposal to participate in international tournaments. So we have some case studies. 3 international tournaments have already been held. And after the lockdown is lifted, we will resume this practice. And I know that spontaneously, the hosts themselves hold these tournaments on their own. Quite recently in Samara, Russia, in Europe, in Italy in particular, and Australia has some picnicking at weekends where they play these games, have these tournaments. There are several tables, and these spontaneous tournaments don't have substantial money pools or prize pools where you can get your reward, but nonetheless, to practice your skills, to play a game, and to be a part of the team or to get some extra knowledge. So you can do this all. And in addition to that, there is a chance to become a certified host and earn by hosting games and training teams. We train certified hosts. There is a special course, and by getting a certificate, you get your personalized landing page, and you can generate or accumulate those people wishing to play this game. In addition to that, you can join the partnership program of multi-level crowd investing, Evorich, and by promoting the game, you may build your investment portfolio, real investment portfolio, as the game relies upon the investing by our company into the global investment portfolio. And many situations you may face on the board, in the board of the game, they are already applied in practice, and by the way, some of them have reached some progress in their implementation. And by the way, you can buy your boxes with the game for your home, and this is my answer to the frequently asked question, what's next? Next slide, please. And if you want to buy the game so that you can play it at home with your family or with your friends. So, as of today, you can buy the game from the back office of the Academy of Private Investor. It is not sold openly. You may not find it in the shop. This is in-house product only, which is distributed among our partners. Standard rate for all players, the price is 500 units, which also includes some basic some courses with the basic rules. This is 8 rules of a private investor and some other courses included into this box, and you may learn or get to know the list of all of them in the back office. In addition to that, there is the VIP rate, so the price for VIP club members. So you can join this club, and the members of this VIP club gets some discounts, and at the same time they can attend some closed events and be aware of the latest news or latest updates in the Academy of Private Investors. The rate is different, and we regularly provide some discounts based on promo codes, some promo code discounts, and if you get one, you can buy your game with a discount, with a substantial discount. So far, there were 2 promotions of this type, and in addition to that, quite frequently, we make gifts to some partners who participate in the company's promotions. For instance, the winners of the marathon MLCI 260, a lot of boxes were given to them as their prizes, and the participants of some other large-scale events. Let's move on.
So next we have, could you please switch the slides in all these rooms? The next option here, I want to become a certified presenter, certified host. Again, you can choose this package in the API back office, the API tab. We have the standard rate for all people willing to take it, which is $1,025. $25 is the shipment fee, whereas the standard fee is 1,000 units. It includes 16 lessons with a test consisting of 56 questions. It includes a 3-hour recording of the gameplay with the author, Andrei. And after you take all the classes, you receive a certificate. The certificate allows you to create your personal landing. We will prepare it for you, send it to you, and you can use that landing to professionally host games, monetizing your, well, you will have an additional source of income. Also, we have support from the Academy of Private Investing for all hosts, where we periodically share experience, look into questions, and troubleshoot the game. So this is the package for certified hosts. Also, we have support from the Academy of Private Investor for all people who buy those that training for themselves to play at home. So what we did, we created landings, buy the box and play with the host. I think next Tuesday at 3 p.m. when we have a Q&A, I will be able to show to you how those landings look like, and we will start putting them in your back office for you to be able to use to promote and making money under the affiliate program. Also, we resumed webinars every Tuesday, except the first Tuesday of the month. Second, third, and fourth Tuesdays, we are going to have our webinars at 3 p.m. Moscow time, all the time. The second week of the month, it will be a presentation like today. The third Tuesday, it will be Q&A for those who already purchased the box and now have some game-related situations you don't know how to resolve. We will be answering those questions. And the last Tuesday of the month at 3 p.m. Moscow, it will be a school on promotion. Basically, it's intended for people who would like to promote it on a professional level and make money under the affiliate program. We created Telegram chats, and those of you who buy the box will be connected to those language-based chats for you to be able to communicate, to socialize, share your knowledge, share your experience, and ask questions so that you would have some interactive communication among those people who purchased the game Genius of Finance. Also, we are maintaining our social networks in Facebook, Instagram. We have our own YouTube channel, and currently we are scaling up across all social networks, and very soon we will give you the links, and you please connect, put your likes, subscribe. There will be an extensive program. We will be publishing in our social networks the schedules for trainings, different hosts. We will be telling you how to get to our offices. We will be sharing our game play situations and game related features and a lot of other things that we came up with to promote and disseminate in our social networks. Let's go to the next slide, and we're almost at the end of it. What the plans and prospects for the development of the gaming sector are? Well, in our plans, we have the creation of clubs, and they are already appearing sporadically across Russia, for example. You can go and share your experience, knowledge, play games, and accumulate some experience, gain experience. It's the communicative part when the owners of the game can address their own issues or share their own experience. We will resume the tradition of tournaments. When the epidemiological situation becomes better, we will hold international tournaments as well, quarterfinals, semifinals, grand finals, and we are developing the rules for holding such tournaments throughout the year. Also, our team is working on the franchise because we want to disseminate that game as much as possible and allow other countries to print and sell it. For now, it's available only in Russia because the copyright is still being issued. We will have eventually the opportunity to allow other countries to print it and sell it. Also, we will go in free sale as well. So the game will be sold not only inside our network, in the affiliate network, but it will be in free distribution, for example, on online stores or just physical stores where board games are sold. You'll be able to buy this game there. Also, we're working on the online version. Unfortunately, the first experience that we had in developing the online game was not quite successful. We weren't able to put their product into operation. We've changed the developer, and I guess we will use a simplified version. It's not going to be the full version that we have in offline mode, but nevertheless, it will be still very interesting that you can play to familiarize with the game, with the gameplay, the principles included in our training. Let's go next and see what do we have there. How do I proceed if I want to join the community of people who have played or are playing the game? Well, first of all, you need to register in the API back office, and you can ask the person who invited you to this webinar to help you out, and then you choose the suitable option. You either buy a box, you play with the host, or you become a host yourself. If you don't have professional trainers in your region, they will help you out with different gameplay situations. I suggest you learn by playing, and if you still have some unaddressed questions, if we haven't addressed all of them, we are ready to include them into our next presentation. And if you have them right now, you could ask them in the chat, and our translators will translate them for you, and I will try to answer them. Okay, so guys, this is your time to ask your questions. If you don't have questions, then we'll meet you next week on Tuesday, 3 p.m. We'll have a webinar on questions and answers, where we're going to look into most typical mistakes made almost by everyone when they take the training and then take the test for the Genius of Finance host. There are some practical exercises, so-called problems. We will make calculations. We will see how a loan can be taken. Татьяна, будьте добры, повторите, пожалуйста, цену. So, okay, Hanne, we will go back to the slide with the prices, okay? So if you want to buy the box, the prices are as follows. So we can see that the price is 500 units for those. It is the standard price for everyone, which includes, in addition to the box, the courses on financial literacy. So it's quite a valuable set of courses. You will have access to those courses in the API back office immediately after you buy the game. The game itself goes to is shipped to different countries, and it takes around a month. The Russian post is quite slow, and we have situations when sometimes we have returns. For some reason, the customs office did not allow the goods through, and it sends it back. So some people have to wait, but please be patient. Your game will be surely sent to you, shipped to you, and you will have it. And the next tariff is for VIP club members. For the VIP club members, the price is 350 units. And additionally, very often we run discounts, promotions. You'll have to use the promo code. You'll have to learn it somewhere. Usually we announce it during our webinars, and you can use the promo code to enjoy even a bigger discount. And we had 2 such promotions. Maybe in the near future, we'll have 1 more promotion. This is as far as the box is concerned. But if you want to become a host, then if you want to buy the box and take the host course, the price is 1,000 units plus 25 units for shipment. Yes, the game is translated into all languages, I think, English including. So basically, the tariff includes the game itself plus 16 lessons, plus a 3-hour gameplay with Andrei, the author. And also you receive a certificate, and you receive your own personal landing page of the host. by having this lending, you'll be able to hold games on a fee base openly. So you'll be able to charge people to play this game and monetize your knowledge. So basically, you invite people over, they play the game, they pay you money, and you host the game for you, like the entire preparation and the conduct, the way the academy sees it, and the way we personally hold them. So if you have already the box, or your friend bought you a box, and you would like simply to get a certified host training, you can buy this training without the box. So the training without the box costs 650 units. For those of you who already have a certificate from the previous version of the game, the suitcase version, Andre made a 90% discount, and you can upgrade your, let's call it, license for 125 units. You will get the training in the new rules, and you can continue your activities as a host. So those are our tariffs. And I remind you about our promotion. You can become a host with a 50% discount, but you have to keep track of our webinars in order to not to miss the moment when we announce this promotion. Hopefully, I answered your question. Those are the tariffs that we have currently for the Genius of Finance. And if you have any other questions, please ask away. Yeah, welcome. Okay, good. I see that we have no more questions, and I would like to bid you farewell. And I invite you to our next meeting, where we're going to answer your questions more in detail, questions related to the gameplay. Thank you very much. Bye-bye, and see you next Tuesday. Thank you for your participation.